We've been monitoring the coronavirus pandemic here in Nigeria, and one goal of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control is to reduce the number of cases in the country. The president says his goal is to preserve lives and property. But for many Nigerians, Nigerian families, and of course businesses, their only goal is for life to return to normal. Tonight we discuss the new testing strategy of the NCDC and how we can assist in achieving our goals. Our Channels TV data and information consultant, Babajide Ogusowo, joins us for this. Babajide, great to see you.
Good evening.
Good evening. So the NCDC is testing these new strategies to assist in identifying these undiscovered cases, possibly going door to door into communities to reduce community transmission, which is said has become a recent problem. How much progress has been made, do you know, on the testing, and what are the new insights you're getting from the spread of the virus?
Anytime from now, the NCDC will release the updated numbers. But tonight, I'll share with you perhaps what will be the most important information regarding the spread of the coronavirus in Nigeria. But before then, I'd like to talk about something that has been on my mind all week, and that is men. We, the men. Now, what do I mean? You know, the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has a report that shows that most of those in jail today, 92% of those in jail, are men. The evidence from the EFCC shows that most of the prosecuted corrupt politicians are men. And only yesterday, the NCDC provided information that most of those that are sharing the virus in Nigeria, 71% of them are men. The women are solving problems. Most of those that are cooking for the prisoners in jail are women. Most of the nurses that are running around to save lives are women. And so when all of this pandemic ends, we the men need to realize that we must move from being problem makers to problem solvers. And at the end of the day, we know those that we should really be grateful to. Now, let's start with tonight's analysis. And I'd like to take you on a flight COVID-19. So strap on your seatbelt. Because if you take a look at flight COVID-19, it takes and lets us fly through the spread of the virus around the country. And so we see the first case of the virus in Lagos, February 27. The virus takes another flight and lands in Ogun on the 8th of March. We see Ekiti reporting his first case on the 18th of March. And then we see another flight, Abuja, reporting his own first case on the 21st of March. The day after, Oyo reports its first case. And then we see Edo State on the 23rd of March, Bauchi. The day after, on the 24th of March, Rivers State reports his own first case on the 25th of March. And then the flights take speed. By the 27th of March, Enugu had reported a case. And on the 28th of March, it continues its flight. Benue and Kaduna on the 28th of March. In all, 10 states reported their first case in March. Let's see what happens in April. In April, the flight continues. Akwa Ibom reports its first case on the 1st of April. Ondo, the 3rd of April. Kwara, the 7th of April. Katsina as well, 7th of April. And then we see Delta. We see Niger State on the 10th of April. Same day, the flight goes to Anambra. And the last case we've seen, the last state that's reported its first case is Kano State. That's where the virus has made its stop. You know, Amarachi, I'd like to talk about what does all of this really mean and the significance of what you've seen in front of you. It means three things. The first is, if we study that chart, the first thing you'll find out is, on an average, every 3 days, another state reports its first case of the corona. That is the first importance. The second thing that this shows us is, if we allow this trend to continue, by the middle of June, every state will have reported the first case of the coronavirus.
But that's why the states are imposing the lockdown. And most states are under lockdown as we speak.
Talk about the solution, and that's the third thing. And if we talk about the solution, one solution that the NCD is working with right now is testing. And so the right question for tonight is, how good is our performance on testing? And the evidence shows our results, sadly, nationally, is an F9. Now, why will I score us an F9? Please listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you. In the United States, they've tested 3.8 million people. In South Africa, they've tested over 100,000 people. In Ghana has tested over 60,000 people. In Nigeria, we've tested less than 10,000 people. In other words, for every 26,000 Nigerians, only one person has been tested. That is the challenge facing us today.
Okay, we're hoping that, this does not depress Nigerians further, but we know that everyone is working hard to make sure that there are solutions, even as much as, we know that this problem actually is facing us. Thank you.
Everyone is working on solutions, but in the final analysis, right, there are lots of people that, have lost hope because they are short on funds or whatever it is, let's not be short on optimism, because really there's light at the end of the tunnel, even though we are still in the tunnel.
And that's why we're trying to keep everybody safe.
Next week, I'll share some top 3 facts about the coronavirus with you, and I think you'll be shocked with the results.
That would be wonderful. Thank you again for joining us on the news at 10.
Pleasure is all mine.